Welcome to Make Shit Happen. This is episode number 124. This is going to be a solo episode of just me. Today I decided not to bring any guest, but just talk to my audience, talk to people who listen to me, and just, talk about, what I believe in, talk about some of the stuff that's on my mind. And, there's a couple of things I always talk about. There's three things. If people have heard me on my podcast, my Instagram videos, my YouTube videos, that's what I talk about. I talk about three things. Talk about number one, happiness. Number two, I talk about hustle, hard work. And number three, I talk about saving money. And those are the things that I'm passionate about. Happiness, right? What is a happiness? Happiness is a sense of well-being, joy, or contentment. When someone is happy, there's a sense of well-being, a joy, or contentment, you're happy. When people are successful or safe or lucky, they also feel happiness. Pursuit of the happiness is something that this country is based upon. Pursuit of happiness. What makes us real happy? How different people feel happiness from different things or different reasons. There might be people who make $30,000, but they are with their family. They work from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m., maybe sometimes 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And they're happy because they can spend a lot of time with their family. And money does not mean anything to them. They coach their kids, the little league softball, little league soccer, and it just makes them whole because they can spend so much time with their family. Some people, not having money and, makes them unhappy, and having a lot of money makes them happy. And people love working, just going and grinding and getting to that stage where they're happy with having the money or reaching their goal or reaching their potential. Some people are just happy, not doing anything, just enjoying life. And some people, they make money and they buy things, and that makes them happy. That gives them a sense of euphoria. Some people make them happy when they achieve certain things, like an accomplishment, a promotion, women, men, something like that. Happiness is different for different people, but I feel like happiness altogether is three ways you can get happiness. Number one, happiness comes from, mental happiness, something that, I've done in I'm at peace and I'm happy, mental happiness. Second one, I think, should be like spiritual happiness. You got to be spiritually happy, okay? You're happy, you're peace with God, you're happy and peace with what you're doing spiritually. And the third one, in my opinion, is happiness that's around you. Seeing your kids, seeing your family, making sure the bills are paid, making sure there's enough money coming in, making sure that we're not running around, getting, figure out how the rent is going to be paid. And I feel like they're so much connected, right? Because if I don't have this, if I don't have that, if I don't have the money coming in and I'm running around asking people, don't know how the bills are going to be paid, I don't know what is going to be, how am I going to pay my rent, how am I going to feed my kids, my mental happiness is not there. But whatever it is, whatever stage or whatever makes you happy is what you should do. Because if you're not happy, people around you suffer. Because when you're not happy, you cannot give the true you to the people you love. You cannot deliver the true you. So to me, happiness means everything. If you're not happy in a relationship, then you should definitely change that relationship. If you're not happy at your work, you should definitely change your work. If you're not happy at living where you live at, you should definitely change where you live at. If you're not happy the way you look, because you're overweight or you don't like the way you style, then you should, if you're overweight, hey, get in the gym, go to, get that exercise going, do something about it, right? But if you don't do anything about it, then it doesn't matter, what you do, because happiness, really, your happiness depends on you at the end of the day. It's you the person who's accountable for your happiness. You got to make sure that you are doing things that will make you happy at the end of the day. Um, so you're not happy at work? Change. Go change. You cannot go to that job for day after day, month after month, week after week. And sometimes people don't make change because they are so afraid of the unknown. They're scared. They're afraid. They have the fear. Oh, I'm in a relationship, but my husband beats on me and cheats on me or whatever he does. But I can't change because I'm scared if somebody else will love me like that. I'm scared because he brings the bacon to the home. He's the breadwinner. And I don't know if there's anybody who will love me or will help me and support me. First of all, if you're a woman and that's your excuse, you should not be dependable on a man. It's 2021. Okay? You should be able to go out there and get your own. Because when you depend on that person and you're just unhappy, listen, a lot of people say, YOLO, you only live once. Well, I feel like you only die once. You live every day. And you can't live every day in unhappy state. Okay? So you got to make sure that every day that you live is the best day of your life. Okay? Because you got to make sure you're happy. Happiness means everything. Like I said, the country is based on pursuit of happiness. Everybody's trying to be happy and everybody's trying to pursue happiness, whatever they do. Some people like me, I buy a pack of gum from the store. I get happy. People buy cars, they get happy. People go buy clothes, they get happy. People go buy, purses, they go get happy. But some people, happiness means totally something different. Just like happiness means different things, I feel like health is the same way. Health is three ways. There's three different stages of health, or three different ways of health. First, mental health. Second, your physical health. You, the person who go to the gym, you work out and everything. And the third is the spiritual health. And I think they all depend on each other because you can go to the gym, you can be fit, have a six pack, rock solid body, but if you don't have mental health, and then it doesn't do you any good. You're just a Looney Tune walking around. So, and then if you're good mentally, and you're good, and you're healthy mentally, and you're healthy uh, physically, and you don't have spiritual health, then you're lost. So work on those. Mental happiness, spiritual happiness, and happiness around you. Mental health, spiritual health, and physical health. Another thing that I want to talk about is how sometimes people talk about happiness. Like some people might say, "Well, I'm just not meant to be happy. This is just what it is. I'm going to accept my life." Never accept something. When you accept it, it just becomes a problem. So, guys, that's one thing I want to talk about because I'm passionate about happiness. Because if you're unhappy, everything suffers. Your work suffers, your family suffers, your relationship suffers, your health suffers, everything suffers. And you're not mentally happy. You're not mentally healthy. You're not mentally happy. So happiness is a big, 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 big factor in how you carry yourself every day. So whatever you do today, make a vow that you are going to do stuff that will make you happy. You're going to do things that will make people around you happy. Second thing I want to talk about is money. Saving money. There's a lot of time, and I just gotta say there are people out there who make $100 and they spend that $100 right away. And if 2020 have not taught us anything, is that shit can happen. COVID happened. There was a big lockdown. Your income stopped. You got to make sure you have money to buy food. You got to have money to buy rent, to pay rent. And it's so important to save that money. Guys, I urge you, you got to save before you spend. If you're making $500 a week, take $50, 10% of that, and put it in a savings account. Put it in an account that invests. I love Acorn because Acorn take your spare change and invest it. Now, a lot of time people have heard that, but they don't know what that means. So I love Acorn, and I'm not getting paid by Acorn, but I just love it and I use it, and I want to tell people about it. So Acorn, what they do is like, let's say for example, you go to Burger King, and you bought a burger or whatever, and your bill was $4.33. That 57 cents that's left, Acorn will take that and invest it. They'll save that for you. So now instead of 433, you end up spending $5. I guarantee you're not gonna waste. You're not gonna miss that 57 cents. But 57 cents here, 2 cents here, 10 cents here, 12 here. At the end of the week, you probably just end up saving about $8-9, and you don't understand the power of that. That $8-9, that spare change that got saved, and that can be on your light bill, your gas bill, your power bill. $8, $9, $10. It makes a big difference in 20, 30 years, guys. If you do that thing every day and you do that for the rest of your life, man, by the time you're 65, 70 years old, you got a couple of $100,000 saved up. And a lot of people might listen to it, they're like, that's absurd. Man, first of all, you're investing it. The power of compound is huge. The power how you play with the market, the investment, that's how rich gets richer. The wealthy gets wealthier. You need to get out of you need to get out of that mindset. If you put that money in your savings account, listen, it's not going to grow. You want to grow, you want to invest it. You want to save and you want to invest. So, number one, save. And number two, whatever you save, you invest. Because you want to grow your money. You don't want to keep it the same, or you don't want to keep it stagnant. So, Acorn, I love it because they take your spare change and they invest it. But also, they can set up an automatic withdrawal. So, you get paid Friday. On Friday, you get an automatic deposit. On Saturday, boom, the money comes out of your account, $50. You don't even see it. You don't even miss it. Trust me. But get in that habit. Get in that habit. If you think you can't, you make 500, you can't invest 10% of it, save 10% of it, okay, do 8%. If you think you can't do 8%, do 6%. If you can't do 6, do 5. Out of 500, put 25 away. Put 30 away. But the more you do, the better it is. If you're 25 years old and you do that, by the time you're 65 years old, man, you're sitting on a couple of $100,000. You cannot work as hard as you do when you're younger, when you're 65. How many of you have seen people who are 60, 62, 63, 65, 70, and they don't have a penny to their name? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. Nobody's going to take care of you when you're old. It's you. Then you now is going to set up the you then. Social Security will be gone. I promise you that. The government is not going to take care of you. So make sure you set yourself up. So when that happens, when you're old, when you're 65, 70, you got that money. You don't have to work. You don't have to be the greeter at Walmart. You don't have to find a job because, at that time, listen, if you say, I'm never going to stop working until I die, that's fine. You can be 65 years old. You don't have to work 40 hours, 50 hours a week. You can work 20 hours a week. You can enjoy life a little better, relax a little better because your bones are going to be a little more weaker. Remember that. It doesn't matter what you say. So save the money. Two reasons to save. Save for the rainy day and then save for later. Always have a rainy day fund. Rainy day fund. What is rainy day fund? In case another thing like this happened, like quarantine, everything closes, and you can't count on the government all the time. Hey, I got to make sure that I have 6 months worth of rent, 6 months worth of food. COVID happened, accident happened, you become disabled. Okay, your somebody in your family gets sick, and you cannot go to work because you want to be there with your family. They pass away. Something tragic happens, and you become that person who cannot work. You got to make sure. Got the rainy day fund, and then save for later. Save for when you're 65, 70, 72 years old. That's what That's what a real sensible thing to do. So those are two things. First of all, the happiness. Second of all, the the saving. And then now third thing I want to talk about is what I'm passionate about is hustle and hard work. So if you're born in third world countries, or if you ask people in third world countries, they think that America is that country. You go over there and everybody has a money tree. You go to the back of the house, you shake this tree and the money comes out, and money everywhere. Well, it's not like that. And then everybody thinks the roads are made out of gold. Well, that's what they believe, right? But that's not what they believe. The belief is that America is the land of opportunity. Believe it or not, guys, this is the greatest country in the world. Greatest. Because if you were born in a third world country, Mexico, Pakistan, India, in Arabic countries, Africa, wherever you're born, third world countries, if you're born poor, chances are that you will die poor. If you're born middle class, chances are you're gonna die middle class. The wealthy gets wealthier, the rich gets richer. And that's what happened. That's why America is such a great country, because the middle class exists. In this country, anybody can become anything, and I'm the true testament to that, right? I have people that I've interviewed on my podcast, true testament to that. They've come over here with $100 in their pocket, and they're multimillionaires. They started with $50, and now they are multimillionaires. Okay? This happens in America. Yes, there is a money tree in your house, right in the front yard or the backyard. You got to get up there and shake it. But so that what that means, you got to get up out of your house. You got to get on that tree and you got to shake it. Say, it's work. The tree is just not, the money is not just not coming down. That means you got to go to work, man. You got to go to work. You got to get up off your house. You got to get up off your ass, and you got to go to work. You must go to work. And when you do work, and when you do hustle, and when you do show up, shit will happen. But shit is just not going to happen. Nobody's going to hand it to you. This mentality that we are getting ourselves into, that the government should pay us this, and the government should pay us this, and the sense of entitlement. If we don't break away from these chains, shit is going to go wrong for us. I know people who think that they want to go into business for themselves because they don't want to go to work, because they don't want to follow discipline. They don't want to follow, a culture or a structure or whatever. And they're not structured, and they want to do whatever they want to do. They want to show up to work whenever they want to show up to work. They want to work 20, 30 hours. Well, shit, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't put in time, you're not going to be successful. If you don't put in time, it doesn't matter if you're opening your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever the F you are. You must go to work. You must put in time. You must hustle hard. You must show up. If you don't show up, shit will not happen. I guarantee you that. So you gotta put in time, man. You gotta go to work. Okay? You gotta hustle hard. I promise you that. So that's the thing. I mean, people think, they want to put CEO, entrepreneur, founder on their, because so they can have that on their Instagram profile or the Twitter profile or whatever other Clubhouse profile, whatever they want to. Listen, you can't just make some T-shirts and say, I'm an entrepreneur. You got to make sure you sell them shirts. You got to make sure you sell the product. You got to make sure you make some money and generate some revenue and income. That, and only then, you're the entrepreneur. You got to make money. And the only way you can make money is you got to show up every day at work. You got to hustle. You got to hustle hard. And you got to do that. And then when you have a business, it all goes full circle, right? All goes full circle. You got to hustle hard. Show up to work. Be there. Be present. There's nothing called an absentee ownership. You can't say, my business is on cruise control. It's on autopilot. It's okay. It's on autopilot. My employees are going to work. No, if you're not there, your employees are not working. When the cat is away, the mice is going to play. You got to know every single aspect of your business. You got to know every single area. You got to know every single arena. You got to know what is what. And that's only when you are called an entrepreneur. How much are you paying for this? How much are you paying for this? What? And at the end of the day, it's the bottom line. Someone told me the other day, man, your business should be an autopilot. You don't have to go to work. Of course, if I don't go to work and if people don't see me, then they're going to stop working. I got to be at work. I got to show up. You got to show up every day. You have money. You have a good business. Your business is generating income and you're happy. You don't go to work. Business starts struggling. You start getting stressed, start figuring out what am I going to do. You find out your business is in bad position. You got to start asking for banks for money, borrowing money from family and this and that. All of a sudden that leads to unhappiness, stress, bad health, all that stuff. Fear of losing the business, fear of losing your house, fear of losing your property, fear of, shame, fear of, now you feel guilt. All that stuff makes you unhappy. When you're unhappy, your health gets affected. And when you have a business, you must save money because you never know. In business, rainy days are always coming. When you're in business for your own, rainy days are always coming. It's always going to be up and down, up and down, up and down because the business challenges come in business all the time. You got to get knocked down. You got to get back up. And if you're in business, it's so important to save money. So important, more than anything. It's so important because you never know when in a business can you get a challenge. When can you have a downfall? When can you have a crisis? So if you're in business, definitely, you got to save money. 6 months of money. How do you do that? If your business generates $100,000 one month, or let's just say your business has a profit of $25,000 in a project, don't spend all $25,000. Spend 10. Put the 15 and save it. Spend 8. Put the 17 and save it. Next one, you have another $25,000 profit. Put another, spend 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. Save the majority of it. Save. Save until you have a good nest savings account where you're not worried about it no more. It's okay. If I have 6 months, no problem. I coast right through it because shit like COVID can happen and your business is shut down for 6 months. You still got to pay rent. You still got to pay employees. You still got to pay taxes. Still got to pay the light bill. The government ain't going to help you all the time. You're not going to get the PPP all the time. So it's very important. Because if you saving the money, it'll save you stress. It'll keep you happy. Make sure you sleep at night, right? All that other stuff. One more thing, guys, before I end this. So, the other day I was riding this Uber and the guy asked me, how do I sleep at night? I said, man, I sleep really good. 6 to 7 hours a night. Sometime 8. Last night I slept 8 hours. He said, how? You have so many businesses. You have so many stores, so many people. Think about it. I said, because I'm at peace. Because I'm happy. I save money. I don't spend it all. I don't showboat. I live humbly. Humility is a big thing when you're in business. Got to be humble. Because who are you trying to impress? Save your money. Have money saved up. It'll give you peace of mind. You don't have to worry about, what if this happened? I go out of business. What if this happened? I go out of business. What if this happens? I lose my ass. What if he steals this from me? If he does this to me? Don't do all that. And keep people who are working for you. They got to be happy. If they're happy, you're going to be happy. Happy employees, good culture means a lot. Guys, that's just some little stuff I want to talk about, blab about, and I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please rate us and review us. Leave us a nice review. Please rate us. Please subscribe to our podcast, available on all podcast platforms. Thank you for listening. Now let's go out there and make shit happen.